Welcome back to the Sleuth Intuition channel. I'm your host, Patrick Vallejos. We will be opening up the phone lines in probably about 15 to 30 minutes. So if anybody's calling in now, feel free to call right back or hang tight backstage. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Sleuth Intuition channel. I'm your host, Patrick Vallejos, and we are broadcasting to the world live from Phoenix, Arizona. Welcome back to another Sleuth Crew check-in, ear to the track. We're going to talk about what you can expect from my channel in the upcoming weeks. I'll listen to what you guys have to say, if there's any true crime news or any news out there, and just anything going on in general. Good to see you, Copper Horse. Jill Moser, D. Ashley, always good to see you. Hope you're feeling okay. Tam B, CJK, Carla Hayes. Jerry, hello. Patty. Josh the Posh. What's going on, Josh the Posh? Today's poll question, how was your 2024? So far, 33% say went by too fast. It's kind of where I'm at. Barely made it out alive. 29% of you barely made it out alive. I'd like to hear about that. 12% said same-o, same-o. 25% say blessed. Well, good. Happy that 25% of you are blessed. Guess we all are. We're all alive, right? So let's see. The only thing that I've seen today, well, so far, was something filed for the Delphi murders. This was posted by Barbara McDonald this morning. Recipe for transcript. I don't quite understand why they're requesting that. Excuse me. Sorry, I just had breakfast and I'm enjoying my coffee. Comes now the defendant Richard M. Allen by counsel. Pursuant, blah, 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 blah. Files his recipe for transcript in the above captioned matter. Said transcript will be of the initial hearing held on October 28th, 2022. So the very first time that Richard Allen stood in front of the court, his defense team is requesting those transcripts. I mean, what good is that going to do now? unless that has nothing to do with his sentencing hearing, and they'll go ahead and add that to what they got going on for the appeal. What do you guys think? I think this might be the original. Yeah, there it is. Order of recusal and certification to the Indiana Supreme Court for selection of special judge outside of Carroll County. The judge of Carroll Circuit Court has determined that the particular circumstances within the underlying case warrant recusal and dictate that a special judge be appointed in this case. The court hereby recuses itself. And remember, he cited bloodlust. I don't think that's a good reason. I mean, either you're a judge or you quit, or you have some type of personal connection to the accused or the victims, right? Something making you biased, and you're coming out being honest. But to say, "Oh, I'm afraid of the public," I think that's bullshit. I don't think you should be able to recuse yourself, even though I do believe that they needed a special judge in this case. I feel like Judge Diener should have said that. Should have said, "You know what? I think that we need somebody to step in, a special judge to be appointed," and then shut the fuck up from that point on. You know. Good to see you, Copper. V. Marie, welcome in, GP. So how's everybody doing? How's your Wednesday going? Happy hump day. Anything you guys would like to share? What's up, Riot? V says the Diener shit was odd. Yeah, it really was. Let me see what else I got on Diener. Oh, here it is. Let's take a look at this. So here it is, October 28th. Isn't that the date that they're citing here? Yep, October 28th. Okay, order on initial hearing. State of Indiana appears by Nicholas C. McClellan, prosecuting attorney. Defendant appears in person in custody of the sheriff of Carroll County. Defendant is advised of his right to counsel and his constitutional and statutory rights, the charges against him, and the possible penalties. Defendant advises the court he intends to hire private counsel. Defendant is advised he must retain counsel within 20 days, as there are deadlines associated with the omnibus hearing, which may be waived if not timely pled. I don't know. I guess that does kind of seem a little messed up, right? They shouldn't be placing any orders until he has representation, in my opinion. Hey, thanks, Alex. All right, guys, we are officially sponsored Thank you for that super sticker. Appreciate it. All right. Scrub report 38 watching, only 13 thumbs up. We don't want no scrubs. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Go share the video too if you can. Yeah, there were people, as soon as Richard Allen got arrested, I think 4 days went by and Judge Diener's kids ended up on some YouTube channel. But you have to expect that because remember, before he was a judge, he was a politician. Him and his wife. It doesn't get more public than that. So why did he cite bloodlust when he should have just kept his mouth shut? I mean, it's obvious that they need a special judge, right? I don't think you should be able to recuse yourself for that. When you're a public servant, that's what you are. You're in the public. Welcome in, Fight for Justice. Good to see you. Hiawatha, how are you? Yeah, shout out to Alex. Thank you for legitimizing today's stream. Let's see what else we got on Diener. So here's the court order. On November 2nd, 2022, Tobe H. Lesenby, Sheriff of Carroll County, filed a request by the Sheriff of Carroll County to transfer inmate from Carroll County Jail to the custody of the Indiana Department of Corrections for safekeeping. So you have Tobe to thank for that, and Judge Diener, who approved it and then walked away. Kind of like that Homer Simpson meme where he kind of slips into the bushes. That's what Diener did. And then he blamed a bunch of YouTubers. They shared pictures of my family. You mean your family that's on a public Facebook and all over the internet for when you were running for local government? The family that you posted all over, like he literally posted his own family and was sharing photographs, because they want everybody to believe, like, look, I'm a great family man. So that was obviously an excuse. I mean, I get it. I don't think it's cool that people are doing that. Don't get me wrong. I think it's fucked up, but we all know how messed up people are. People are shitty. Some of you who are watching this right now, you're shitty. And if you think I'm talking to you, I am. You are the one. 1 out of 10. Call that the Sleuth rule. No matter where you're at, you can be standing in a room of firemen. 1 out of 10 is a piece of shit. You can be standing with 10 kindergarten teachers. 1 out of 10 is going to be a piece of shit. What's going on, Miranda? Good to see you. Who else did I miss? I missed CJK. Yeah, they shouldn't be weaponized. But if you're going to be if you're going to take a public role like that, you have to expect it. You can't say, hey, look, here's my family. Look, I'm a great family man. And then when the shit hits the fan, it's like, oh my God, you shared photos of my family. It seemed more like an excuse. It's a good excuse, but not for a public servant, I don't think. Let's see. Let's read this. The court, being duly advised, finds that the defendant is an inmate awaiting trial and is in imminent danger. Why is he in imminent danger? You can't protect him, so people aren't safe in your jail? But the truth is he's more of a threat to himself. But I feel like it was too early to determine that. Danger of serious bodily harm, injury, or death, or represents a substantial threat to the safety of others. This finding is not predicated on any acts or alleged acts of the defendant since arrest. Right here, rather a toxic and harmful instance on public information about defendant and this case. So there's the bloodlust. In general, this court has 30 days to rule on any motion that is filed by a party. Oh, here we go. Look, they mention YouTube right here. While this officer is responsible for the entirety of the court docket, it attempts to ignore the maelstrom of interest from the public. It is known that YouTube already hosts content regarding family members of this judicial officer, including photos. So it's okay when he posts photos, but now that he's presiding over a high-profile case, it's off limits, you know? Should there be laws against that? I don't know, guys. We live in a free country. It sucks. Don't get me wrong. People have shared images of my family and right next to the address on how to get to them. So I get it, right? People are sick. But is that enough for him to recuse himself? I mean, what are you going to do? Recuse yourself from every case moving forward? Miranda said, I voted, barely made it out alive on account of getting sepsis and being hospitalized so much. Hoping for a better 2025. Yeah, that sounds horrible. Sorry to hear that, Miranda. 2025, that's going to be your year. It'll be our year. Plans to stay in PJs. Yeah, I thought today was going to be a lazy day, but nope. I woke up, went on a long 2.5 mile hike, made some breakfast, and decided to go live and see what you folks are up to. I'm hoping to go live with the members only later on the Rex Heuermann case. So if you're a member of the channel, keep a lookout for that. I'm still trying to figure out what my schedule's like today. All right. It says here, the public's bloodlust for information before it exists is extremely dangerous. Yeah, for people who are trying to hide information, right? All public servants, notice it's in capitals, administering this action do not feel safe and are not protected. So what if nobody feels safe? What if Judge Gull is like, I recuse myself? Everybody just recuses themselves and Richard Allen goes free. Like, I don't understand. Like, at what point are you held accountable for the position that you've chosen and been elected to? Am I supposed to shut down my YouTube channel because we got a couple of psychotic trolls out there that don't have a life and become obsessed with people that they disagree with? Right? There wouldn't be any YouTube left. There would be nobody, there would be no streamers, you know? If all of the streamers said, you know what, I can't do YouTube anymore, I can't go live because of the bloodlust of these fucking retarded trolls out there, you'd be stuck with a bunch of AI voiced videos. Is that what you want? What's up, Brad? Outside of the grid. Happy hump day to you, my friend. We made it. We made it to the mountaintop. It's all downhill from here. $59? No. I'm in my 40s. And even saying that out loud sounds weird. It's crazy how time flies, guys. It'll be over before we know it. What's going on, Mustang? Good to see you. Carla. I despise AI videos. Even in an introduction, nope, not listening. It's weird. You have some weird like voice telling your story on YouTube. Oh shit. Hi Loth, this is I woke up at 6 a.m. to the fire department banging on my door telling me there's a gas leak down the street and has shut my main gas valve off. Yikes. You guys ever seen that video where you can kind of see the gas kind of spilling out onto the street? It looks like fog, like a fog rolling in. Like, how the hell do you get rid of that? You can't just light it, right? It'll explode. Oh, I think I was reading a comment, Miranda. Somebody made a comment about 59 years, and I was just reading it. I think that's what you're thinking of. All right, what else we got here? Oh, this must be page 2. Damn, 2 pages of reasons why Diener was being a bitch. As far as the public's desire to learn about access to court records, that educational effort cannot be by this officer educating each individual ad hoc whenever they choose to seek public information. Then don't. Are they twisting your arm? Give me information, Diener, or I'll snap this shit. I swear. That's not what's happening. These inquiries are inherently disruptive. Yeah, how dare you request information that belongs to the public, that's owed to the public? Like this is really disgusting. And I can see why people think that it's shady, but really, this isn't people hiding anything. These are rookies. These are people who can't handle the pressure, the public scrutiny. But when you take a position as a public service, you have to be ready for that. You don't get to recuse yourself. You need to leave that position if you can't handle it. You can't cite bloodlust, right? Now, if you know Richard Allen and there's a conflict of interest, you don't have to say anything. Just say, I recuse myself for reasons, that are personal to me. And if I continue, it'd be at a great detriment to justice in the case. Not, oh my God, they're talking about my family and they're requesting all this information. And I'm not here to teach people how to do a FOIA request. Like, this is like some BS right here. No wonder why people are so suspicious of the Delphi case. But I think it's more incompetence than anything. As a branch of the Supreme Court, any request for public information about this action should be directed to whomever is the public information coordinator for the courts in general. If there is not such a position, our state may need one. So you don't even know? People are going to use this as ammunition to say, oh, well, the reason they did this was to put Richard Allen in solitary confinement. That way they could torture him into confessing, and then during the trial, they'll use that as ammo against him. I mean, that's more bullshit than this document. Truth is, a jury of his peers found him guilty. They were there front row looking at all the evidence. They made that determination. They were looking at a killer, and they knew it. We didn't get to see what they saw. Even if they made everything public and we did get to see what they seen, it's still their decision, not yours. And some of you folks out there, you won't believe anything unless you're there. And even if you're there, you don't believe it. Like, you can see something with your own eyes and you'll think it's a hologram or something. Everything is a conspiracy. That's just the way your mind works. And until you admit that to yourself, or at least accept that as a possibility, you're going to have the same problem no matter what. You don't know up from down. You're stuck in the land of confusion. V says that happened to me once. I was sitting on top at a stop sign, fire trucks everywhere. They walked up to my window and said, "Ma'am, put your cigarette out." Yeah, how does that happen? That's kind of scary. Here lately at night, I've been watching everything I can about these drones. Yeah, I don't know what to make of it. It seems like a psyop, psychological operation against the public. And I have a feeling it's to bring in some kind of laws against drone operators. Um, they've been watching the Ukraine war and how those people are using those drones. I mean, they're using basically like a very similar drone to what we have, to the Sleuth crew drone, and they're just attaching payloads to it. So if you wanted to scare the public, all you would need was maybe a dozen operators. You bring in 12 men into a private room, swear them all to secrecy. They might most likely all military. Give them a bunch of funky looking drones, and then just tell them to go fly them around all day. I think there might be a law that expires at the end of this year relating to drones. I might be mistaken. I need to look that up, but I do believe that there was some laws that were expiring at the end of this year, and I remember I was happy about it, but it escaped me. Maybe some of you in the chat know what I'm talking about. What's up, TJ? Shadow, welcome in. What are you guys up to? So if you're just joining us, Sleuth Crew check-in. The reason we do this is just to kind of talk about what you can expect from the channel in the upcoming days and weeks. We'll talk about random topics, anything we want, cases that we've covered, things that are going on with you guys in your own personal life, maybe some news, local news. Really, we can talk about anything. Put the ear to the track. Thank you, V. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Jeanette. Yeah, cancer is I want to say mother effer, but I think I've used all the F words I can. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. What's up, Jari? She Warrior, how you doing? Oh, damn. What's going on with your knee? I always worry about that. So far, so good, though. Big Phil Collins fan over here. Yeah, it's hard to. There's so many trolls out there, putting up hoax photos and things like that. You don't know what's real. You got to get out there and take your own video and get your own photographs. What's going on, Shane? Let's see. The court notes for the public that when a defendant appeared for the initial hearing, he was clad in protective gear. That protection was not to protect the defendant from the court. That protection was to protect the defendant from the public. Mm-hmm. V says some say the drones are a distraction to a huge spending bill they are trying to pass. I mean, that's where your mind should be. Everything is a distraction. You know, we live in a free country, and they've been trying to take that away from us for 200 years and slowly chipping away, right, at our freedoms. Using tragedies like 9/11. Remember, they had 9/11. What did we get? The Patriot Act. So it's good to see you guys are opening your minds and your eyes to what's really going on. TJ says, pretty crazy. Sleuth gets a drone and suddenly there's a giant drone conspiracy. Shh. I may or may not be in Jersey right now. Hi, Wath. This is I encourage everyone to watch the video 21 CD podcast drop today. Very informative. He talks about all the stuff in the skies right now. Some I had never considered. Where there was talk of missing radioactive material, but why would we need drones to detect that? Like we already have planes that do that. What's going on, Shane? The current drone countering authorities authorized as part of the FAA Reauthorization Act of 2018 are set to expire next week on December 20th. There you go. Thank you, V. So it most likely has to do with that. Manipulation. That's all you got to do in a free country, right? Manipulate the masses. You can't force them to do what you want. So just trick them into doing what you want. And we sit behind these tell lie visions, right? That's why they call it a tell lie vision, because all they do is tell lies. They use the mainstream media to basically brainwash us, scare us. You get more done out of fear than you do respect. I mean, just look at the pandemic. Remember all the propaganda that they were pushing from China? People just passing out, dying in the grocery store. And then it hit us here. Everybody started getting sick and they started saying, well, this is like the flu. And they started lying about how many people were dying, pushing, making people get shot so they're going to get fired. And then those people started getting sick. Like, it was fucked up. All I know is I'm not falling for that shit again. People were literally, if you weren't getting a shot, they were calling you a murderer. And if you weren't wearing a mask in the grocery store, they were attacking you, calling you a murderer, doxing you, trying to fight you. If you were one of those people, fuck you. Right? So we know that the government, through the media, can control people and basically make you hate your neighbor. You know, they'll weaponize you against your own neighbor. They don't need to control us. They'll just trick you into controlling everybody. Remember you had people wearing these weird things around their head, welding masks. Um, you would go into the grocery store and they would have this huge plastic shield up. Like you can't hand your money through the shield. You have to go around the shield and now you're exposed. Here's the money. Like it was the stupidest shit I've ever seen. And half of you out there were pushing it. You're going to kill my grandmother. Stupid Republican. You guys are so stupid. Yeah, what a bad time. I remember taking a trip and we were on an airplane and they were making like this 3-year-old kid wear a mask. And it just kind of kept falling off. And they started threatening the parents. Like, if you can't fix that mask, like, there's going to be repercussions for that. It was awful. Never again, guys. And some of you are guilty out there for being so consumed by fear that you were literally hating members of your own family that didn't want to wear masks. Well, look at you now. Right? Look how stupid it was. It was all a big psyop. Nothing but lies. So I think the drones are something like that. If they want something done in this country, all they have to do is make us afraid. And then we're putty. I'm sorry to hear that, Hiawatha. Mustang. Sleuth, did you get your license to fly? No. I kept rescheduling. Um, I got too distracted by the Delphi trial. All my time was being consumed by that. But that's definitely on my 2025 resolution. That'll be the first thing I do next month. I'm really I'm really weird about tests. Like if I don't feel like I'm gonna get 100%, I kind of panic. So I need to kind of do a refresher, get my confidence back up, and then go in there because it's like you got to spend $200. So I don't want to go in there and fuck it up. Plus, I didn't have really anything on the agenda for using the drone, but all of next year we're going to be out, boots on the ground. So for legal reasons, we have to. And I don't even know why I'm worried about it. You know what I mean? All these damn drones flying around, nothing, nobody's doing anything about it. Why do I care? But knowing me, I'll be the only one that gets arrested, right? All right, guys, hang tight. I'm going to go refill my Alrighty. Yep, exactly, badass. That's what I was referring to. Thank you, Jari. Same to you. What's up, Ruckus? What's going on with you, buddy? What's new with Ruckus? Yep, that is tomorrow. Carla, ABC News is the worst for propaganda. They're all bad. And misinformation. Also skewed info, pro, codepending on who. Yep, they get paid to basically lie and manipulate. Either did I, Jar. Nope. I don't know. There's some people that never took them off. Yep, I agree, Patty. The same people who released it to the public are the same people that tried to tell us how to protect ourselves from it. Smack dab in the middle of Trump's first presidency, trying to show us who's really in charge. Yeah, 6 feet. Sir, you can't come in here without a mask. All right, bye. I remember when I went on vacation to Coeur d'Alene, smack dab in the middle of the pandemic. And everybody in Idaho was super cool, right? Everybody was like awake to it. Like, we know what's going on. You know, there was nobody wearing a mask. But in Washington State, man, everybody just seemed so angry there in Spokane. They wouldn't serve us at the Subway inside the Walmart because we weren't wearing a mask. I said, it's okay. We're close enough to the border. We'll get something to eat somewhere else. You know, people looking at you. Chip, 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 chip. Hey, what's going on, James? Was a scam-demic from the start and can't help but wonder about the timing of this drone shit. Well, from the start, it was really weird because it all started, remember, in China. So the same place that released that shit, because it was real, it just wasn't as scary as they tried to make it. Next time, they know that it's going to have to be real. Hey, Barbara Hall. Sorry I missed you. How you doing? But from the beginning, I remember sitting in my office and I'm watching the news and they're like, "Oh, this crazy illness is spreading," and they're showing these drones like spraying people and these robots going up and down these hotel rooms that have been they locked these people in these hotel rooms and they were bringing them medication and food with these fucking robots. I was like, "What is this shit?" And then sure enough, they had that map and you could kind of type in whatever location, it would tell you like how many people were infected, how many people were dying. And they were just lying about the numbers. There was one woman who came out in the public. She said that her husband died in a car accident, but when she looked up the cause of the death, it was listed, as the illness. So when it first came out, even I was afraid, right? But it wasn't long before I started seeing what was really going on. But yeah, it was pretty scary because I mean, their techniques of manipulation are extremely effective. They do it. It's like chess, right? They don't just say, "Oh my god, this crazy pandemic, everybody run." No, it's like a slow drip leak of misinformation and propaganda, and then once they're ready, then they strike. Hey Don, thank you so much. Thanks for the donation. That was very thoughtful of you. Hopefully they don't shut my channel down. Talking about the pandemic, are you? We're gonna shut this shit down real quick. V says my husband was hospitalized and he insisted we get it. I was strong armed with fear. Yep. Yeah, it was scary. Some people were threatened. Their jobs were threatened. If you were in the military, you had to do it. And now all these people are getting sick from it, like this experimental shot. Man, it just shows us like who's really in control of this world. And if we don't stay strong together, like we'll buckle under that pressure. Watching neighbors attacking other neighbors because they're fucking ignorant and afraid. Some scary shit. You want to talk about zombies? You guys are worried about an actual ghoulish, mysterious zombie, World War Z type thing. But man, you want to see zombies? Go back a couple years and look how people were acting. Mindless zombies. I mean, there were people being assaulted. I remember a lady told me that I was going to kill her grandmother. I was like, I don't have to wear a mask. It's not the law. It's not even the policy in this establishment. You're going to kill my grandmother. Called me a murderer. Get the fuck out of here. Yikes, Sparky. That's scary. And you have to trust your doctors. But man, it was all incentivized too. What a scary time that was. Never again, guys. Me too, She Warrior. Me too. I remember on news, they would say, oh, the people refusing to take the shot. We'll see how you are in a year. Right? And then you got people who are out promoting the shot, passing out and dying on television. Like, what the fuck? Scary time. Scary time. And how much money was exchanged from person to person? Yeah, there was definitely a lot of money. You definitely wanted to be part of Pfizer around that time. V Marie said I had COVID 2 times. I got COVID 2 times. Didn't even know I had it. The first time I had it, it was awful. When you get the flu, it's like you're sick for maybe 2 to 4 days. I felt like this was a prolonged flu. But I definitely didn't kill over and die like they were trying to make us think in that Chinese propaganda. So when you see that kind of propaganda, and then they start telling you, oh my God, we're officially declaring this pandemic, some people can't help but panic. That's some scary shit. Definitely learned a lot about who we were as people, I think, during that time. And when the shit really hits the fan, that's who you're gonna have to worry about, your neighbors. They're gonna be the ones that come in and try to take your life and take all your shit, you know. God forbid anything like that ever happens, but that's what we learned from all of that. Is that people get afraid and they become mean and evil. Shane. Oh wow. 2 more days until sentencing. Yeah, Richard Allen will be sentenced in 2 days. We will be going live. They start at 9 a.m. So we'll be live about 2 hours after they start. I figure we'll have some information coming out by then. And they are working on getting at least the audio recording from that. I have a feeling that it might get approved. I think WTHC put in the request. No, we'll have that goal accomplished first 2 weeks of next year. We're very busy. I want to start working on the Kyman Welch case. That's here very locally. You know, it's something that something very tangible for me. And his family is still very much hopeless right now. You know, their hands are tied. The area where he went missing, which is the Superstition Mountains, we had 2 major fires out there. So that makes it even that much more difficult. He could have been incinerated. Badass says, then the Allen groupies will really become unhinged unless Allen says to the family, I'm sorry. I don't think he is. All these documents that are coming out, I think they're preparing for the appeal process. And I think Richard Allen, I think he's okay with playing this game. As long as he never admits to it, his wife will always be in denial and will support him. But I think the moment he admits to it, that'll kind of snap her out of her hypnosis. You actually saw that? I was thinking about staying up late tonight and just kind of watching the skies. What do you guys think about that? So I don't know, maybe I'll surprise you guys during the members. Because the camera that I'm using right here, it's on a tripod. It's not the best, but I can bring the laptop in the backyard and point that thing up at the sky. Man, I see some crazy shit. Arizona is like the best place to come if you're a UFO hunter. I mean, there's nothing stranger than the desert, guys. It's fucking weird. Remember the Phoenix Lights? I mean, every day I see something strange in the sky. If I had a high-powered telescope, that'd be amazing. Maybe that's something I should invest in. Put Allen in general population. I don't think that'll ever happen. I'm so glad your transplant was successful. I guess you have to do what you have to do. Yeah, that's true. You know, we're not all so lucky. Yeah, Ruckus, you back in Florida? Yeah, Sparky. You know, the government they get filled with fear and then they pass that fear back onto us. But you know, this is a government for the people and by the people. We forget about that. That's why people are so jealous around the world. You have Canada, they've outlawed every firearm. In a free society, that means you're free to carry your gun, to own guns. A lot of people are jealous of that. But with freedom, there's a price. There is a price. And we have a huge mental health issue here in the United States. We don't have a gun issue. We have a mental health issue. Um, I'm not sure. Who was it, Hiawatha? If it was an accident, I can go on there and unblock them. Shane. I've blocked you 10 times and you keep coming back. Hiawatha, I don't blame you. I'd block me too. All right, guys, make sure you go participate in the poll. How was your 2024 so far? Blessed? Same old, same old. Barely made it out alive. Went by too fast. I'm more of a went by too fast. Ruckus says, I got to speak to the detective in Evansdale. Great. I also had contact with the POI. Nice. I don't know. Maybe we should get together and do a live stream about the Evansdale case. I'd like to pick your brain a little bit. Did you get that, Hiawatha? Barbara says, I got thrown out of the grocery store for not wearing a mask. Yeah, that happened to me all the time. I mean, we refused. The only time we broke down and did it was because we love Coeur d'Alene. That's one of our favorite places to go. We went there 3 years in a row for our anniversary. And the last time we went, we didn't have a choice. And it was the stupidest shit. I mean, you're sitting here wearing a mask and you're sitting right next to somebody. And then they're still serving you food? It was, I mean, how dumb can we be as a public, And the fact that we didn't stand up for ourselves, all I have to say is never again, guys. I'm not falling for that shit again. Ever. And next time they're going to have some type of virus that's really going to fuck with us. You're not going to have a choice. What was that one that was really scary? I think it was monkeypox, where people were getting these, I don't know if it was lesions or bumps. You have something like that, you're going to take it more seriously. If you get sick and all of a sudden you got this huge rash that comes. Oh yeah, colleges were fucked up. It was a really scary time. It's how they got people to buy into Joe Biden becoming president. They killed two birds with one stone with that. Oh, yikes. The worst thing during the pandemic was people hoarded all the TP, napkins, paper towels, and baby wipes. The stores were completely out of stock. Yeah, that was kind of a mystery to me, but it made sense. I remember I was working with this guy, and he's like, you guys better go stock up. And he said something to me. He goes, make sure you get, everybody forgets about the toilet paper. I was like, yeah, you're right. I didn't think about the toilet paper. I was thinking about too much about like canned foods and things like that. He's like, yeah, you're going to want to get the toilet paper. I guess he wasn't the only one that had that thought, because when I went to try to get that, it was all sold out. Man, we learned so much about who we are as human beings during that process. And we are vulnerable. Riot says, might have been for your benefit. You don't eat at the Walmart Subway. I don't know. I like Subway. That smell, that fresh bread smell. It's kind of like the Pepe Le Pew cartoons where you see like you can actually see the smell or whatever you want to call that, and they have the cartoon character kind of floating, following it. That's what that does to me. Badass. The 24-hour coverage of China building hospitals for COVID and the death toll of COVID victims. Yeah, it was fucked up. Remember, they were showing video of mass graves. Makes you wonder what was really going on. Because as soon as it hit the United States, it just wasn't like that. Good to see you, Phil. Jai says, yeah, it didn't take me long to figure that TP hoarding when I sneezed in the store and everyone shit themselves. Oh, yeah. Remember, anytime you had to cough, like everybody got all nervous. Remember? You would like sneeze or cough, and then you'd look around like everybody's like, oh my God. God, it was so weird. What a weird time. All I have to say, though, is never again, never again. But next time it'll be worse. They learned a lot. They got a lot of data. And to really make us fall for it, it's going to have to be bad. People are really going to have to kill over and die in the grocery stores next time. But as far as the drones, I think it's just one of those things that's taking off. Could be a group of hoaxers who are following the rules in the law. And us as a public, we love a good story, right? And I don't know about you, but I'm really into UFOs and shit like that. So that's what people really want to say. They call it a drone, but what they're really trying to say is it a drone? That's what's really going on, right? Drones, question mark. Hey, what's going on, Miss Thang? Walking into my fourth winter of death, unvaxxed and still not using pronouns. There you go, Miss Thang. You're such a bad person. You sound awful. I guess being normal makes you bad to some people nowadays. Barbara says, I had a friend and his father that passed away from cancer. Got a letter in the mail asking his wife to say it was the corona and they'd pay her 20 grand. It was crazy. They didn't take it, of course. Hell no. And the thing is that hospitals were being incentivized to label certain deaths as that. It really was a nightmare, guys. I just hope it opened up your eyes to the real world that we're living in and why the United States is under attack. Our country is like a strange experiment, a strange Masonic experiment that has it's gone rogue. And freedom is infectious, you know? Hey, look at the bicep on Miss Thang, still lurking and watching replays. What have you been up to, Miss Thang? I feel like you've been pretty busy. Patty says many pilots with heart problems. What is it? Myocarditis? A lot of athletes, too. A lot of young people. What plug? Ruckus, you know you're free to speak whatever you want. We love you here, man. If you're doing a live stream, I'm most likely watching it. If you don't see me in the chat, it's because I'm probably lurking, eating a snack, or just not wanting to engage. But yeah, man, you're welcome to. But yeah, I would like to get together with you if you're down for that. It doesn't have to be soon, next week, whatever. We can even do a live stream on Flora if you want to join me. No, very appropriate. Yep, exactly, CJK. Mustang says I saw a zombie in McDonald's drive-through the other day, but it was a different kind of zombie. I mean, if you look around sometimes and you see people with their phones, and they're just like this, all they're walking. I mean, in a way, there's already a zombie apocalypse. Social media zombies. Yeah, of course, Ruckus. James says Fauci should be tried for treason. I agree. Should be tried in Geneva. Oh, God. Still got commercials, huh? Denise V. Good to see you. What's up? Says I refused the shot also. What about the folks who couldn't? They lose their livelihood or they take that damn shot. Just say it with me, guys. Never again. CJK was hospitalized for 14 days, have issues as a result. Many do. Yep. I heard a lot about this brain fog, that people could never get rid of after they took a shot. It's just part of their life now. I mean, I'm not a doctor. Don't be taking any advice from me. Of course, this is all just my opinion. Don't take medical advice from people on YouTube. We're all just a bunch of nuts, remember? But you guys know what I mean. I don't know if they denied it. I could be wrong, V. I just remember Joe Biden coming out and telling everybody, if you get the shot, you will not get sick. So get the shot and stay safe. And keep your family safe. And then people would get the shot, and then they would get COVID. Then they would say, oh, well, it's because you didn't get your 6 boosters. If you want to stay safe, get your boosters. Fucked up, man. Fucked up. That's what we get for trusting our so-called leaders. Lost taste and smell to this day. Coke tastes weird to me. I can't get past it. Yeah, and all of those who actually got infected with it even that was kind of like did something to us, right? I feel like I was never the same. I started having health issues and shit. My blood pressure. I'd never had any medical issues before, and then I got sick with that, and then here we go. Started having issues with my blood pressure and shit. I mean, I was fat and out of shape, so could have been a coincidence, a coinky dink. V says preparing for an appeal. In my opinion, he admitted to his wife that all that's all he cared about. He came clean whether she believed it or not. How shocked will you be if Richard Allen comes in front of that court during his sentencing? They ask him, "Do you have anything to say?" And he just says, "I'm sorry for what I did." I don't think he will do it, but man, imagine if he did. Yeah, I might spend some time out there today, Sparky. Maybe during the members live stream, we'll just have the camera pointed up at the sky. James says nothing will snap Kathy Allen out of it. He's already confessed to her and begged her to believe him, and he still plays her games. But not really, he hasn't really sat down with a clear head and a calm demeanor and said, "Hey, look, this is what happened that day. I was going through some really hard times, and I'm a sick guy, you know, and I killed those girls. This is exactly what I did. This is why I did it, and I'm going to apologize to the family." He hasn't really done that. It was kind of like, "What if I confess to you? Will you still love me? Like, if I told you I did this, what would you do?" Like, those were the kind of confessions that he was giving to her. So I wonder if he was clear and concise about it. I wonder if she would finally accept it. Or if he just kind of stood up in court and was like, "Yeah, I did it. I apologize to the family. There's really no excuse for what I did. I'm a sick man, and I belong in prison for the rest of my life. If I could take it back, I would." Which she admitted then. Badass says, "My mother went to the emergency room thinking she had the pandemic, which she didn't, but they said she did. She still got charged with the emergency room visit. The test said she didn't have it." Yep. It's funny what you can get people to do when they're incentivized. If I told you I was going to give you $100,000 to spend the next year spreading a bunch of lies and propaganda, you might just do it. Exactly, Jari. Do what you're told. Figured it out. Shane says, "The first time I got it was really sick. I was a manager of my shop, had to get up. Hardest thing ever did." Yeah, it was really bad. I mean, if you didn't take care of yourself, I could see how it could be dangerous, especially with the fever. That was the part that really scared me, was just my temperature kind of spiraling out of control. I'd be normal, and then you would think everything's okay. You'd fall asleep and wake up in a sweat. And if you weren't catching it, you could be in you could have some real problems. So I think just controlling your temperature is really all you had to worry about, and your fluids and shit, and vitamin D. Hey, welcome to the Sleuth Crew, Barbara. Glad to have you. We will be live tonight, hopefully. Yeah, me too. Me too. Some people are like, "Well, I don't wear it because of the pandemic. You know, there's other things. We should have always been wearing masks. There's the flu, there's this, there's that. It's like, oh man, you're really gone. They really got you. Remember people they would lift it up and then eat? Lift it up and then eat? Fuck. Yeah. I mean, just stay home. If you're sick, stay home. That's what you do when you have the flu, right? Who's going to get that chip in their hand when the time comes? You won't have a choice, Jari. You want to buy and sell, don't you? Few hallucinations. Yeah, Denise, empty shelves. Man, people are crazy. People are nuts. I remember people going into the grocery store and they would have their entire family with them, right? And they would have trains of carts, all of them filled to the brim. People were buying all the baby formula. Like, how fucked up is that? One person coming in, they had to put limitations on it. Yeah, I mean, if you have a real medical reason, that's different, Hiawatha. But if you're just living in fear, it's different. You know, there were people that were wearing masks before that, and then for their own reasons, it had nothing to do with that. So those people are excluded in my shaming campaign here. Outside the grid, my lungs take about 50 hits per day. Usually mine are on the weekends. Take a couple hits. Subtle is the way to go. Mustang, I learned people are full of shit. That is why the TP was gone. Yeah, what were they afraid of? Were they afraid they were going to get like diarrhea or something? What if my ass explodes? Roll, roll, roll your joint. Twist it at the end. Light it up. Take a toke. Share it with your friends. I'm sure people are still stocked up. You got one of those little dots right here? I got a dimple chin. You got a cartoon character chin? Roll, roll, roll a joint, pass it down the line. Take a toke and hold the smoke and blow your fucking mind. B says, rest in peace, Ron Logan. Yeah, he was listed as a pandemic victim. Yeah, monkeypox. Yikes. Shit, if it was a monkeypox outbreak, damn, you might catch me with a bag over my head. I'm telling you, the next one's going to be worse, guys, because of people like me. Whoops. Hit the wrong button. Don't worry, guys. They didn't take me off the air. And I don't know. This mouse is, I don't know. They didn't put this button in the right spot. It's like right next to your thumb. If you hit it, it'll take you back to the previous screen. Yeah, that was most people Mustang. Crazy. What a crazy time we're living in. Crazy, crazy. Was that the mark of the beast? Got to take it in your hand or in your forehead. Hey, TC, Merry Christmas. Good to see you. All right, guys. I think this is going to be our 5-minute warning. Yeah, don't panic, guys. They didn't get me. Yeah, no shame, Sparky. Remember, these are just my opinions. I'm not an expert. Um, just talking out of my ass. They tried to get me, guys. They tried to hack me. There you go. Yeah, I just got a lot of sunlight. That seemed to have helped me the most, which equates to vitamin D. Yeah, I used to get crack. I used to crack up on those. The funniest masks were the ones with a mouth on them, and you look like you didn't have. Yeah, I remember people running up to them, "Sir, you need a mask," and then they would go like this. I have one. Oh, that's funny. Well, have fun, High Walther. We're gonna get out of here right now, anyway. So, members, don't forget we're going live tonight, um, and we might go live again randomly today, depending. I have a lot of free time. As soon as my wife gets back, she's picking up my youngest right now. Talk about what we got going on today, and then I'll start scheduling things around that. Well, remember the vaccine passports. Remember that shit? That was pretty scary. Hey, right field says no chip. Wild. Thanks, Barbara. Thanks for becoming a member. Thank you, Alex, for the super chat. Miss Thang for the flex. Thanks for supporting my channel and being a member as long as you have been. You guys make this possible. Don Spain, thank you for hitting the Cash App. Thank all of you guys who donate. You know, we're 100% crowd funded here. So we'll keep doing this as long as you guys make it possible. So yeah, I think it's pretty easy to make sanitizer, right? It's like alcohol, aloe vera, and something else. Yep. And if you guys want one of these cool Sleuth Crew hoodies, it says we're everywhere. Just go to the merch shop at sleuthintuition.com, and there's free shipping on those. We'll probably do another giveaway, maybe on the 23rd. We'll do a giveaway for Christmas. Thank you, Copper, for posting all those links. They're in the description as well, too, if you guys want to support. So I appreciate all you guys. All right, guys, that's going to do it. I'll see you again later today, I promise. Members, we'll probably get into some weirdness if you guys are up for it. And maybe another quick little live stream in between, depending on what I got going on. But otherwise, that's going to do it for today, guys, and I'll see you again real soon. Welcome back to the Sleuth Intuition channel. I'm your host, Patrick Vallejos. We will be opening up the phone lines in probably about 30 minutes. So if anybody's calling in now, feel free to call right back or hang tight.